Hi, welcome to another Scrapbook Express Lane video. Today's project is going to feature Adirondack Alcohol Inks by Ranger. This is the project we're making. It uses the alcohol inks in two different ways. First to make the blue watery background, and then also to color in the stamped fish. I went ahead and opened up the bottles of color that I'll be using. The applicator tool looks like this, and it has a little Velcro on the bottom. All I need to do is attach a little cotton pad, give it a good press to make sure it's really on there, and then I like to apply the color right to the felt pad. The main color I'll be using is this blue. I put several drops of that. Because we're getting sort of an ocean look, I'd like to add a little bit of green, much less than the first, and then I like to use the pearl. The pearl is one of the metallic colors, and the metallic ones have a little paintball in it. You can hear it shaking around in there. Those need to have a quick shake right before you use them. Oop, got a little on my work surface. By the way, I usually do these kinds of projects on my Ranger non-stick craft sheet, but you get a pretty bad glare when you do it on camera, so I decided just to use a piece of black cardstock. Okay, you can go ahead and actually use the felt pad like this, but you'll get better blending results if you use a little bit of the blending solution right there to break up the color. I start by just going across and getting a little bit of color all the way around the entire piece of glossy cardstock. As you can see, it's kind of blotchy and splotchy. By the way, this is not a project for people who really love to keep a beautiful manicure. My kids think that ink and paint are part of my manicure. They don't realize that other people don't look like that normally. And as you can see, the colors are starting to sort of blend and smush together. And you can go back in and add more color to the applicator pad. The more blending you do, the more pouncing you do on this paper, the more that the colors are actually going to flow together and blend. The pearl that I added just gives a gentle sheen. It's really hard to see on camera, but you can see it in real life. It really enhances that water look we're kind of going for in this project. I want to get a little more of that rich blue, so without doing anything else, I'm going to go ahead and add some blue back to the applicator and kind of go around the edges in particular, kind of like a halo effect, has a ring. But again, if you notice, as I'm doing it, I turn the applicator so that it doesn't get a real harsh, blocky edge. You can let it dry and go over it with different layers. Every time you add to it, it changes, and every single background will be different. So there is that. One other fun thing you can do is take a little mini mister like this, or any type of little spray bottle, and I actually put the blending solution, I poured some right in this mini mister, and now when I spray, very, very fine droplets will go right on my project, and it will sort of eat away very gently at that background, and it'll enhance that sort of watery look we're going for in that background. And you won't really get to see that. You can kind of see it down here happening a little bit where the color is getting broken up. You'll see it better once it dries. So we're going to go ahead and set this one aside, and I will get the other colors out for the goldfish. Here are the goldfish we're stamping today. They're new from Basic Gray. I'm going to go ahead and change the pad and get a brand new one on my applicator. And for this, we're using two colors. We're going to do a slightly different technique. First, we're going to use butterscotch, which is just a regular sort of mustardy yellow butterscotch shade. And we're also going to use the gold fixative or mixative. And this has the paintball again, so this one, you can hear it clicking, needs to be shaken up. Okay. We'll apply the colors the same way, starting with the butterscotch, and then adding some drops of gold. Figure we're doing goldfish, we should go ahead and enjoy the gold. Now in this case, we're not using the blending solution because I want the color to be really rich and deep. And when I put the applicator down, I'm going to twist. I'm not pouncing like I did on the other one. I'm getting some pretty distinct swirls. I know that when I stamp the fish over top, I want to be able to see some of that color, and I don't want the pattern to look the same as the watery background. I want it to just appear to be different when it's stamped. Make sure to cover the entire thing. Depending how much gold you put on in the first place, you'll be able to see that gold shine. There's a little white spot. And again, we'll just set that aside and let it dry. I have a piece already here, a little scrap. I've done a couple of fish already. I've attached my fish stamps to a clear block, and then using your favorite type of black ink, I often use Stays On ink or the Tim Holtz Distress ink. Those are both really good inks for this type project. I just inked up my stamps and I stamped them right on my dried piece of gold paper that I made and came up with some fish that look like that. As you can see, the black is very crisp against that beautiful rich color made by the alcohol inks. Then taking a fine pair of scissors, I trimmed out the fish so that they were ready to go to be layered on the card. If you have any questions about alcohol inks or would like to share your projects made with them, please send us an email at the Scrapbook Express blog. Also check out scrapbookexpress.com for all of the items used in this card today. And we hope to catch you in another Express Lane video soon.